Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Neva and this is my cozy corner of the internet. And today I'm going to be sitting here and we're going to go over my entire winter TBR for December 2025 into March of 2026. So I live in Iowa, which is in the Midwest region of America, and for that reason, spring for me starts in April. April showers bring me flowers and all of that happy stuff. So my winter TBR is going to span from December 1st, 2025 until March 31st of 2026. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I have around 15 books. Now, I am counting any books that are in a series as one book. So keep that in mind. I have 2 series in here that I need to finish more than one book for. Like I need to finish 2 books for 2 different series that I'm going to talk about today. But I'm counting that as one book because what I'm hoping is that I will have the wherewithal to read one and then immediately read the next one. I hope that makes sense. So I have 15 books here that I'm going to talk about today. These are all books that I have had on various TBRs, and they may also show up on other TBRs for 2026, but these are the ones that I would like to read in the winter months. A lot of them are fantasy. A lot of them are chunky fantasy. I have I think 1 horror book in here, a classic, and a dark romance rom-com book, but a lot of these are going to be fantasy. I read a lot of fantasy in the wintertime because it's cold and you can really like cozy up with a good fantasy book. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video probably, so make sure that you have hydration. I have water, I have a can of vanilla Coke. Get yourself a snack, a drink, whatever it is that you need, and we're going to go over these. Now, I did talk about some of these already in not the last coffee and book chat, but the one before. So I think it was number 12. I even labeled it like the caption or the title of it even says winter TBR. This is just a more extensive winter TBR. So some of these you already heard me talk about, but I wanted there to be an easy video for people to find my winter TBR. Also, I will be doing this every season. So in April, I will film, or at the end of March, I will film my spring TBR, and so on and so forth. So these are the ones that I pulled off of my shelf that I want to get done in the winter time. That doesn't mean that there aren't other books that I could read in the winter or that I could switch out in the winter time. It just means these were the ones that I didn't need to read like a ton of books in order to get to a certain book. You understand. So we're going to just start at the top. So the first one I have is Ashes of the Sun. I also should caveat, some of these are for projects, but I don't talk about projects on my channel until they're into fruition. So keep that in mind as well. So the first one I have is Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. This is a book that I have been bothered by my friends to read. I know Brittany has read it. I know Brianna has read it. And it's time for me to read it. So this copy of Ashes of the Sun I was given last year for my birthday, so 2024, by Brittany, and then I have Blood of the Chosen, which is the second one, which was given to me by Brianna. If I can fit Blood of the Chosen in the winter time, then I will read both books as close together as I can, because I know that these are pretty chunky fantasy books, but I don't have the third book. So me moving on to the second will really determine if I have the third one yet or not. I don't really know anything about this one. It does have a bookmark in it. It has my my Fabelin bookmark from last Fabelin, so October of 2025 Fabelin, because currently the only thing stopping me from reading this is that I'm waiting on my library hold for the audiobook. As soon as I get the audiobook, I will be starting this one. Like, I will drop everything else to start this. So that's that, but I know that I want to immersion read this one, and so I'm waiting for my audiobook. If I get a credit somewhere, or I'm able to get a credit somewhere before that, then I will just purchase the audiobook for this, because I think this will be honestly a good time. And I think I'm going to love this book, so I don't mind buying the audio for it. The next one I have is one that I have actually already started. I am 46 pages into this one, and I am currently reading it for 75 books. This is my physical eyeball read, and that is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. I will get this done by the end of the winter because I'm basically just chipping away at this one a little bit at a time every day. I'm trying to do an hour of this book every day because I am reading it physically, which has been a fun time. This is a horror thriller book. So I usually would reserve this for the fall, but I ran out of time in the fall to read this. This was on my November TBR and my October TBR, but it's just going to go into the winter, and that's okay. I'm okay with reading spooky books in the wintertime, so I am going to give myself until until the end of March to finish this one, but I'm pretty sure it will be done within the next couple of weeks. The next one that I have is one of those ones that I said I have a couple of series in this pile that I want to just read. So that is the Nyxia trilogy. I think that's what this is called. I don't actually know what this trilogy is called. Yeah, the Nyxia Triad is what this is called. So at the time of recording this, am about halfway through the first book. By the time this video goes up, I will be done with the first Nyxia book. And so I want to read the other two. So these are library copies. I believe these were either like lost, so we paid for, like my brother paid for them, or he bought them from the library. I'm not sure how that happened, but they're here. My brother's been bothering me to read these books, and so I have them. Like I said, I started Nyxia, the first book, and I do have access to the audios through my library, through Libby. So I would like to get the rest of this triad done. He did say that the first and second books in this series leave on pretty heavy cliffhangers. So I'm hoping that the cliffhangers will be heavy enough for me that I'm like, okay, I have to read the next one, especially because these are really easy to listen to. They are YA, so they are very easy to listen to. And so I'm hoping that means that I will just jump from one book to the next until these ones are done. The next one I have is another chunky fantasy book, and that is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I have this really pretty edition that I got for my birthday in 2024 from my friend Nell. And I have this actually sectioned out to be read over 5 days. I have attempted to pick this book up a few times, and every time that I want to read this one, like where the book is calling to me, I'm in the middle of like not heavy, but like very competitive readathons, and this book didn't fit within, like, I couldn't read it like within the parameters of the readathon. So I've decided to add this to my winter TBR. I do have the audiobook for this one. I do have the physical book, and I do have the ebook. I remember I got the ebook for free, so I've had the ebook the longest. Obviously, Nell bought me the physical, and I have the audio for this. So I should be able to get this one done. This is another one that I'm going to have to immersion read, probably the first 100 to 150 pages, and that is perfectly fine. But like I said, I do have it chunked out I used all of my Barbie, my Gigi and Bo Barbie bookmarks for this, but I do have it sectioned out to be read over 5 days, I believe. Over 5 days. So I should be able to get this one done, I hope. And yeah, I can't wait to read this one. I know so many of my friends loved this. Brittany loved it. Rainey loved it. I think those are the two I can think of. Brianna may have read it. I don't remember. I know Kelsey did not. So Kelsey did not read this book. She said she doesn't want to read it. But I'm really excited for this one. The next one I have is another trilogy. And this is a dark romance trilogy. So I read Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue earlier in the year, and I have the other two books in this series. So these are pretty chunky, TikTok sensation, KU books, but I want to read these. I do have access to these on KU. Like I said, they are on Kindle Unlimited. They are pretty chunky. I think both of these are around 500 pages. Yeah, so the second one is 532 pages, and the third one is 562 pages. Her Soul to Take, I think, was around that same amount of pages. So these ones are pretty chunky, but they do read very quickly. They are dark romance. They are like demon dark romance books. And I'm really actually so excited for these. I know the couples that are in each of these in these two books because we meet them in the first book, and I'm really excited for this one. I love Harley LaRue's writing. And I think that she did an awesome thing, that they did an awesome thing with these books. So really excited to read those. The next one is one that you have seen on many a TBR. Many a TBR. Part of what stops me from reading this book is that it is a duology, and I do not have the second book. So I'm going to do my best to get the second book before the end of the year. I didn't realize when I bought this that it was a duology. I thought it was a standalone, which I don't know how I missed that because it literally says book 1 of the Blood Gift duology on the cover, but that is The Blood Trials. So The Blood Trials is the first one, and then book 2 is The Blood Gift. So I really want to read this book. It's been sitting on many a TBR, and I know what stops me is that I don't have the second book. So this year, I'm in 2026, I will be purchasing the second book, probably also from Barnes & Noble. That's where I got this one from, and I will be reading it. I bought this in 2023 during a birthday book haul when I went to Barnes & Noble on my birthday, and it needs to be read. I want to read this. So many of my friends, Brittany is one that I know has read this, and I'm pretty sure she liked this book, and I want to read it, and I want to like it. So that's that. The next one I have is a tandem read, and that is the Powerless, Powerful Tandem Read by Lauren Roberts. So I have these two books and the second book. I do not have the third book in this series because I don't know if I'm going to like these books. I'm going to be honest. If I like them, then I will buy the third book. Okay, so yes, I do have this pretty edged version of Powerful. I actually have the original one as well, the one that's white, that's like half the size, like it's shorter than the rest of the books. But when they brought out this one that matched the rest of the series, I bought it because, first of all, I liked the edges, but also I didn't hate how short the other book was, but I did hate that it was white. So it didn't really bother me that like the novella was like novella size to me. I actually thought that was kind of cute. But I hated that the original version of this book that came out was white. I do have the white version. I don't know. Oh, she's right here, actually. So this is what the original version of Powerful looked like. It looks like this. Like I said, I actually liked that this was like small. I thought it was kind of cute, kind of like a pocket size novella to go with your Powerless book. But I do wish that they had done it in the black like this one instead of like this. And they could have even kept like the purple if they wanted to, because the purple ties into everything. But yeah, I did not like that this one was white. So I do have this. I probably will sell it at some point. If someone wants this, let me know, because I will sell it. But yeah, this one I am going to do as a tandem read. I'm going to set my microphone down. Hopefully you can still hear me. But I'm going to do these as a tandem read because I know that they run on the same timeline. So that's what I'm going to do. I believe there is another novella in this series that you can read in tandem with the third book, maybe? I don't remember. I saw it on the Kelly Clarkson show because Lauren Roberts was on there, and they were talking about it. But this one, at least, I'm going to do as a tandem. I actually already have it tabbed here and here so that I can easily do the tandem read. And this will probably be one that I pick up physically, but I don't know yet. I may listen to Powerless and pick up Powerful because there are larger chunks of Powerless that you have to read. But yeah, I did tab these with the same color tabs so that it was easy enough for me, because I believe you read like the prologue to this book and then you read like a chunk of chapters in this one. Like you read to chapter 11, I think, in this one or something like that. I don't know. I have the graphic. I grabbed a graphic. You can find the graphic on Google. That's what I did. I literally just Googled Powerful, Powerless, or Powerless, Powerful Tandem Read Lauren Roberts, and then went to images and I found a graphic and I downloaded it to my iPad. So that is what those are. The next one I have is Jade City. I have had this book since, I don't even know how long. It was gifted to me. I know that. My friend Amanda gifted me this book. I don't even know if it, oh yes it does. Okay. So proud of myself for washi taping. So I received this for my 6-year clean time celebration. My friend sent me this. My friend Amanda sent me this from herself and the rest of Cats Book Nerds, which is a community that I am part of and have been part of since 2022. So I believe this one was sent to me in 2022 because I'm 9 years clean now. So yeah, it would have been 2022. I've had this since then. Okay, so here was my thing. This is a paperback book, and so I told myself, well, I'm not going to read this until I have all of the books in hardcover because I prefer my fantasy in hardcover. Then I just didn't read it. I started reading it, as you can see, because I tabbed things in here. I think I even highlighted a few things, like at the beginning. There's like a little teeny tiny bit of, yeah, I didn't know really what I was doing with annotating. And so I was like going through with like an orange, like you can see the orange highlight, and I was highlighting characters that I thought would be important, and then like descriptions of those characters, and then I kind of like gave up on doing that. But yeah, I started this book, and then I stopped reading it. And I need to read it because I want to read this series. So many people love Jade City, the Jade, what is this called? The Green Bone Saga, that's what it's called, by Fonda Lee. I need to buy the other 2 books. I will just buy them in paperback. I don't mind the paperbacks. Back then, I was a weirdo. So that is what we're going to do, at least so I can get through this one. I think at the time of filming these, I looked earlier. I believe this one is still on Kindle Unlimited. I have it downloaded to Kindle Unlimited, so as long as I don't return it, it will be available to me. But I double-checked, and I'm pretty sure it's still available at the time that I'm filming this. So, the next one I have is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penronda. I've heard very mixed things about this, but I own the first 2 books, okay? I own this one, and I own The Night is Defying, I believe it's called. And listen, this was truly a cover buy because look. Are you kidding me? This one was bought for me. My sister bought me this in a birthday book haul in 2024 because last year I just did like a big like birthday book haul, and I was like, you can just buy me books, and she gave me $200, and this was one of the books that I bought. Now again, this was truly a cover buy. It is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm pretty sure this entire series is available on Kindle Unlimited. I know the first one is. And I'm really excited to read this one. It's very pretty. The edges are gorgeous. And then, like, the inside is really pretty with, like, the chapter art and stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited to read this one. And I've just been dragging my feet, to be honest. I think the third one comes out soon, but I have the second one. So, there's that. The next one I have is a classic that I probably will actually read with Ari because she said she wanted me to read it to her, and that is Ari's version of Winnie the Pooh. Now, this one I got from my local indie bookstore, not 2025 indie bookstore day, but 2024. I went upstairs in our indie bookstore because that's where all the like YA and children's books are. And I was looking for classics, and I found this one. I think I might have gotten her another one, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know. Maybe I bought her Charlotte's Web. I don't remember. But I bought her this one, and it looks like this. I remember I actually went up there originally to find Anne of Green Gables, and they did not have it. They had a couple of, like, abridged versions of Anne of Green Gables, but I didn't want that. But I love these. I don't know... This is a word cloud classic. I just love the way that like the leatherette binding feels, the cover. And there are like quotes all over it. yeah, there are quotes from Winnie the Pooh all over it. So I want to find some other classics from this company because I really think that these look nice on your shelf, and like when you have it turned this way, I just think that they look so nice. But that is another one I want to reread. Winnie the Pooh. It's been a lot of years. My mom had like a big, I wish I could find it. I looked downstairs with the rest of the books and I couldn't find it. But my mom used to have like a big hardcover version of Winnie the Pooh, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite books to read. It was like fully illustrated. It was color illustrations. So that is another one that will be being read by the end of the winter. And then we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This was actually another one that I got during 2024 Indie Bookstore Day from my indie bookstore. I paid $3 for this book because I had credit. And yeah, I've not picked this up. This is another one that I feel like I haven't picked it up because I don't have the rest of the books in the series, because I believe that this alone is like a trilogy or something. I'm pretty sure, I don't know how many books are actually like in this specific series. The Folk of the Air is 4 books, so it's a quartet. So it's this book, The Wicked King, The Queen of Nothing, and How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories, I believe. Look, yeah. And then you have the Stolen Air duology after that. And then she has some other, Holly Black has some other books. I know she has The Book of Night, which I DNF'd. That was like her first like adult book. And then I think there's a second book in that series at this point. And then she has some like other YA books that she's written. The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, I downloaded, or I borrowed from the library a few years ago and then never got to it. So I'd like to read that one as well. But I would like to get to this one by the end of the winter. I've heard, honestly, really good things about this book. Especially if you like a bully romance, but this is a YA. So really excited for that one. The next one I have is Scythe and Sparrow. This is the third and final book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, and I really want to get to this one. I have started this one. I am 48, almost 50 pages in, because I picked this one up during a readathon, and then I didn't have time to finish it. So I would like to get this one done. This might be another one that I just picked up physically and read, but yeah, I liked the other 2 books in this series. I gave Butcher and Blackbird 6 stars, and I gave Leather and Lark 4.5 stars, so I'm hoping that this falls somewhere in that rating, because I really love Fiona and Rose. Those are our couple in this one. The next one, we're almost done, friends. The next one I have is One Cursed Rose. This one is another one that is like tabbed out to be finished in like a couple of days. But this is One Cursed Rose. I heard about this one from Brittany, actually. She had like a hardcover copy of it that was really pretty. I didn't get my hands on that one, but that's okay. I bought this one. I bought this one also from Barnes & Noble a few years ago. I actually think I bought this one at the same time I bought Her Soul to Take, which would have been in like 2024. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And we love a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I'm a hoe for a Beauty and the Beast retelling, okay? So we love a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I grabbed this one. Brittany said that she liked it, so that was enough, motivation for me to buy it. And I need to read it. And I believe this one is also on Kindle Unlimited. You're so welcome. Next one I have is, we only have 2 more, is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. So I reread Ninth House in 2025. Still gave it 6 stars. Absolutely loved Ninth House. And so I need to read Hellbent. And I have these really pretty editions from Barnes & Noble that have the black sprayed edges. But I read Ninth House, and actually my Ninth House is white, and it has red edges, and then this one's red with black edges. Anyway, really pretty that I bought these in 2024. And Hellbent, I've just been sitting on this. I need to read it. Okay? So we're going to read this one by the end of the winter. I do have this one I have as on audio. There's something on my book. Yuck. Okay. But I have this one on audiobook, and so cool. Anyway, I have this one on audiobook, and I'm really excited to read this one. Like I said, I really loved Ninth House. Ninth House was actually, is one of my favorite Lee Bardugo books ever. So I'm really excited to read this one. And my final book, last but certainly not least, is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. I read The Spell Shop at the beginning of the year. Well, not the beginning of the year. I read it in the fall. Okay, but I read it in 2025, and I liked it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought that it was cute, so I bought The Enchanted Greenhouse. I'm hoping to also love this. I believe these are interconnected standalones. I don't think that you have to read The Spell Shop to read The Enchanted Greenhouse, but I got this one that has the emerald green sprayed edges, and then I also have The Spell Shop, which had purple sprayed edges. But yeah, I really want to read this one, and it has a little cat, a flying cat, which is so cute. Yeah, but it says, is as warm as it's whimsical, The Enchanted Greenhouse is a beautiful, profoundly hopeful love letter to the magic of community. So I don't think I'll reread The Spell Shop to read this one, but I do have The Spell Shop as an audiobook. I listened to that one as an audiobook. So I may listen to this one as an audiobook as well. I thought that The Spell Shop was done well as an audio. So yeah. Those are my 15-ish books. Technically, I think there's 20 books here if you count all the ones that are series that I want to get to. But 15-ish books that I would like to read by the end of the winter time. Like I said, the reason that I'm counting some of these series as one book instead of their own is because I'm hoping that that will encourage me to just move on to the next book, because 2026 is going to look a little bit different than 2025. I am going to do a whole goals video for 2026, and we're going to talk about my goals and what reading is going to look like for me. I don't think I'm going to move my 52 books, because that was my goal for last year. I ended up hitting it, and then I moved it to 75, and I hit it again. I'm at, I think, close to 100 books at this point. Let me look. I think I'm at 90 something, and honestly, my reading really slowed down in 2025 because I wanted it to. And I think that I want it to slow down even more in 2026, and not necessarily in the number of books that I'm reading, but I would like to read maybe one book at a time, or to go back to doing what I've done in the past, which is having one book in each format, because I know that it takes me longer to read a physical book. But I also know that I will devour books if I read them audio or ebook. So I need to find a nice balance for that. Yeah, currently I am at 95 books for the year, which is far less than I read last year. I read 128, but the thing is I couldn't tell you half the books that I read in 2024. So 2025, we definitely slowed down, and in 2026, I would like to slow down even more, because especially with the direction that my channel has taken, with it being a cozy corner instead of just books, there's other content that I would like to make for our cozy corner. So that is kind of where we are. But that is all that I have for you today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you plan on reading. Maybe you've made a winter TBR, or let me know if you want to make a winter TBR. But if you have nothing else to tell me, you can leave me any kind of winter emoji, or you can leave a heart, any color heart, or a little pink bow, because those are our channel emojis. So go ahead and leave any of that down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you liked it. And if you want to hang out with me whenever I upload things, also hit the notification bell so that hopefully you're notified. YouTube likes to be acting crazy, okay? So you never know if you'll be notified or not, but hopefully if you hit the notification bell, you will be. And I will see y'all very soon somewhere else on the internet. Bye!